Okay, Ruzor. Time for e6. Got a normal French defense so far. Advanced variation. Okay, mainline moves so far, I think. Although I think usually they develop a piece first. But anyway, defending it like this is fine. Okay, now this is keeping this pawn defended rather than developing the bishop to d3, playing some tricks, hoping for some tricks. Okay, forced the exchange, or he didn't really force it, but it seems like a good time to go ahead and take. Now there's sometimes a sacrifice here because, say, knight takes and then bishop takes, you get a check. Depends on how much freedom the king has. I don't see it working here. So I'm going to develop this knight and then castle. I do want to stop the knight from going to this square here, so I'll pause to prevent that. The knight has a nice journey from here to here. Very annoying to deal with. Something you always have to be aware of in this structure when you're playing the French. Okay, so knight here. Now I am threatening to take this pawn once again. Well, now I am actually threatening to take the pawn. I wasn't threatening before. He's going to hop into this square. That's interesting. Okay, I'm going to let him go there. But I'll probably trade it off. And then he defends here. Let's force him to go there. I don't want to keep this ambiguous forever. And I want to see how he's going to take back. Can leave himself with a weak pawn here. Or if he takes this way, yeah, then my knight can come in and play the same game that his knight did. Okay, he's going to chase my knight around, chase away. Okay, looks like he's going for a pawn storm on the king side. His king, however, does not look so safe to me. Okay, let's blockade here with the knight. Keep some pressure on this pawn. Not very much. I've got one piece attacking it and he's got 3 defending it. But I have an idea here. And starts with moving the queen. Where should it go? Here, I guess. He stepped off the dark squares. Yeah, I'm going to lift my king up and connect my rooks. Then push the queenside pawns. Okay. He's going to try and sneak in on the dark squares here, it looks like. Indeed. Okay, so queen here check, king back, and the knight wants to hump in. Or the queen will inch forward to this square. I bring my queen here, comes in here. That's uncomfortable. That's true. Okay, rook here, queen there, check. Pawn up, pawn takes, rook takes. Didn't really want to let the queen in. So this is what I came up with. My rook is pinned at the moment. Let's see if he can exploit that. I will unpin at my earliest opportunity. He takes the knight. It's important not to free this pawn. Allow him to exploit the pin. Yeah, he can hop there. Okay, let's defend my rook so I can step away with the king. And yeah, his king is not looking very secure, is it? But it's all a question of whether I can exploit that. So the king is going back to e1. Yep, here we go. Now I'm threatening to take. He defends. Now I can take here if I want. But do I want to? check and take queen. So he stops that. Take here. Queen takes, I take, and then he takes back, or rook takes. I take the queen. I take the pawn. He takes with the rook. I take the queen. I take the pawn. He takes the queen. I take the queen. I take the pawn. He takes the queen. Check. I take back. And he takes the rook, and I take back. I think it works. We will find out. Enough pieces hanging that it's not so simple. But the bishop defends the knight, and I think all of these lines keep the bishop defended. Okay, so he wants to go to the endgame. We can. Yeah, so let's bring this knight around. Is that checkmate? No, I can step up here. Knight check here is getting close to checkmate. Let's activate the king. Oh, he takes my bishop, I take his. I guess it's okay. That was close. Didn't quite see what was going on there. So save the bishop. And I won on time. Well, it's better than not winning. Here, let's let's take a look at the analysis board. First of all, in the final position, I was slightly better. So yeah, he's struggling. I mean, he sacrificed a pawn and did not. Okay, now yeah, it's likes black better and better as it looks deeper into the position. Yeah, I think it's hard for him to win. I have this protected pass pawn. His pawns are under control. Bishop is preventing his knight from doing good stuff. Interesting. Okay, so I will take that win. Let's see if we can get a rapid game here. Let's go to play. 10 and 5. Okay, so that was a French. Let's see what we do in the rapid series here. Okay, let's play d4. Pretty evenly matched here. So he goes right away with the King's Indian type setup, the fianchetto. I'll fianchetto too. Let's see what he does with this. He blocks the bishop with his knight. So yeah, I think I'll just do the d4, c4, the usual queen's pawn setup. Yeah, he's definitely got a King's Indian at this point. I'm going to play e3 and bring the knight out via e2 and keep this diagonal open here. Okay, he's trying to exploit the undefended c-pawn. Here, let's take once here. We're weakening this diagonal that this bishop is attacking. And bring the knight out. So got two attackers and he's got two defenders. Yeah, and he plays e3. So very solid. Very solid setup from black. He's also taking no time. This is a rapid game, so we have time to think about our moves a little bit here. Like, where am I going to develop this dark squared bishop to? But I think at this point, I'm just going to castle. I want to get a rook on the c-file. Yeah, it's a symmetric pawn structure, so there's only one place for things to go. The rooks, I mean. And probably the quicker we can get there, the better. So it's almost entirely a symmetrical position. The main difference is this knight here versus this knight here. Yeah, I'm going to get my rook to the c-file right away. That's the plan. He's stopping my knight from coming in here, but I really thought I would go this way with the knight. Get the knight to the c5 square. Now, if this knight were here, would it make any difference? I was going to say, oh yeah, normally, sorry, let's erase these bubbles here. The knight had developed here. If this knight had developed here, it would be challenging me for control of c5. But it would have been blocking the bishop. The other way for black to contest c5 would be to, let's bring the rook over here. So he is trying to contest c5. He didn't like that idea. These pieces are all kind of blocked in. Let's see, maybe I could do some maneuver like this. Boom, boom, boom. I have two knights looking at this square, so I get a piece there regardless. Bit of a slow maneuver. And he's bringing his knight around. Wonder what the plan is. Here, here, here. I'm not sure. Anyway, I don't have to move my pawns. Let's start this knight maneuver and see where it goes. It forces the issue. I wonder, maybe queen here and the bishop could go to this square or this square. If I were to just play bishop here right away, he could kick it. Does block in my queen, huh? So I go here attacking his queen. He doesn't take because he has to move his queen. If he took, I would take his queen. So he moves the queen, and then I could bring my queen here, depending on where he moved his queen to. Or I could just defend with the bishop here. I think I like poking his queen first anyway. Let's do this. I could always drop back and defend with the bishop. So he's not attacking my rook, so that means I can go here with the queen. Prepare to triple on this file. But he could do something. He could cause a backfire there. let's defend this way. Bring my queen up and then bring the rook over. Okay, so I can drop my bishop back. But it's a bit awkwardly placed, isn't it? Just going to double my rooks. Let him take the bishop. It's not the world's best bishop anyway. Yeah, unfortunately, he can chase me with the rook. So I want to get back on the dark squares here. I can always kick that knight away. But what I really want to do now is this knight maneuver. This would be excellent for me. He should double, right? If he just gets his queen behind the rook, he could start to cause trouble. Okay, let's start with this maneuver then. One of these two squares is going to be good hunting for this rook. For this knight, rather. Yeah, that's what I was more worried about. I think I need to alleviate the pressure. So it's bishop and knight versus bishop pair. And one thing that's interesting about this is the knight has the ability to change squares, so it can concentrate its power along with that of the bishop. On a light square, for example, over here. I'm gonna get my king off the back rank here. Let's see if my opponent can come up with a plan here. Gonna make some quiet moves and wait and see how things develop. He wants to trade it off, so we would end up with opposite colored bishops. That's kind of a weak way to play, isn't it? But anyway, yeah, I asked him to come up with a plan, and he did, so I can't complain. Now, the knight needs to retreat back to one of these squares, so let's open it up. Let's start with this one. Okay, I'm taking. And when he takes back, I'm attacking that pawn. Actually, I'm just taking with check, aren't I? Because I got the bishop there. Yeah, I don't think he should have left me. He should not have left that for me to do. Okay, now this is hanging. It has to move the king. He can't attack both the knight and the bishop. I'm just calculating carefully because I have two loose pieces after I take here. Both the bishop and the... Well, the bishop would be defended by the knight, but the knight could be chased away, so I do have to be careful here. There's the queen check as well. He can block that with the bishop. Guess that helps him. So he kind of fell apart here, it seems. So now queen here. He doesn't have a check. I'm setting up some threats here. He can pin me. Maybe I really should just retreat. Huh. I'm just going to move back here where I can defend my bishop. Can go here with check, but he can block with his dark squared bishop. It's the one piece he has. That's maybe his best piece, because it's a bishop that I can't counter easily. Well, now Ahmed, he's thinking. Bishop is defending this pawn as well. I keep looking at that pawn thinking I can take it. I can't. I can't take it. I can go here with the knight. I can drop the bishop back, or I could come here with the knight defending it. I guess going forward to here is like the thing to do, right? If I could get my knight to this square, but it takes 4 moves to get there. Okay, well, this is the first of those moves. If I had my knight on this square, then the queen check, he couldn't easily block it. Yeah, he brings his queen in to threaten me. Ah, but that's a fatal mistake. Yeah, and he resigned. He couldn't do anything about this now. He walked right into it. Well, it was a very tough position. We can take a quick look. I think there was, even before that move, it's a +4 for white. Yeah, it's not just a matter of the extra pawns. It's his king is all exposed. And yeah, it all started with letting me take here. So at this position, it's slight edge for white, 0.6. That's interesting. So I thought when I played here, he had to do something. Yeah, now it's a slight edge for black. Thinks black is fine here. Could kick my knight and then take the pawn. I was expecting him to take. And still a slight edge for black. So when he didn't respond and instead played here, this is when it became a slight edge for me. I get this pawn, and he can't afford to take back. His next move, yeah, is losing the game. So bishop to c8, it's recommending. Yeah, defending. So when I take, it says I should play knight h6 first. Is taking a mistake? Back to even. So why is this good? Yeah, why not just move the king? Oh, I can't go there. I'd have to go here. Still can't take. Can't, oh, also, yeah, I'm threatening the queen coming in, so moving the king back. Okay, and then knight here. This keeps some kind of advantage. And now he can take, huh? It's all about, yeah, having the pieces in a better position to defend. This king can now run back inside his square here. And better for white, but not hugely better. I have an extra pawn, but it's and it's passed. So if we got the queens off, this would be a good endgame for me. So I have good winning chances, but this pawn can become weak because it's isolated too. Interesting. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.